You know, St. Louis, you may not know this, but St. Louis is one of the nation's powerhouses in plant science. And much of that has to do with the Danforth Plant Science Center. And after 14 years, it's about to get a brand new leader. Giles Oldroyd will take the helm this fall. There you see him right there. And guess what? We are getting the first chance to interview him in St. Louis. So welcome, Giles.
Thank you, Michelle.
Nice to have you. Okay, I'm going to brag on you for just 1 second, okay? Because you are internationally recognized for your work understanding plants that can basically fertilize themselves, right? You are considered to be in the 1% of highly cited plant scientists across the entire globe, 1%, and one of only a few hundred scientists in the world who are elected members in both the UK's Royal Society and the US National Academy of Sciences. Your resume is this long. So I'm just wondering, why St. Louis and why Danforth?
Well, you know, the Donald Danforth Plant Science Center is really one of the world leading institutions in plant science. I don't think many people in St. Louis really appreciate what a powerhouse St. Louis is for plant science. So, and the Danforth Center has the same aspirations that I have, which is to deliver secure and sustainable food production for the planet.
Yeah. So what do you think people don't know? Because I do think that some people are like, oh wait, this is in our backyard. What are they missing?
Well, I mean, there's not that many institutions of the caliber that Donald Danforth is, and more than that, is independent and able to really choose their own path in directing the science that we really need to deliver sustainable and secure food production.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go into that just a little bit, because a lot of people may not really understand plant science and how it is solving the global challenges that we face. So can you explain what are some of those global challenges and how Danforth plays a role in solving those?
Yeah, we've really got our work cut out for us over the next 25 years. We're going to have another 50% more people on the planet, and we're going to have a lot hotter temperatures. And so really, how are we going to actually feed all of those people and a lot more demand for our food production systems? How are we going to tackle that scale of demand, and how are we going to tackle it as our climate is changing? Those are phenomenal challenges. And understanding how plants function really helps us deliver the crops that we need for the future on this planet.
And just one example, my friend Ruth Kim, she's on the board, and she was saying, she took me to one of the events at Danforth, and she was saying, okay, I learned so much about the cassava plant, for example, and how it was kind of rotting from the inside out, and plant science made a huge difference in that plant, and now it's being utilized in a much more sustainable way.
Exactly. We have cassava in the field in Africa that is resistant to some very destructive viruses. We have cowpea in farmers' fields in Nigeria that's resistant to pests. They're producing a lot more food for those farmers. These are very poor farmers who really can barely afford to feed themselves. So really helping those farmers deliver the food that they need for themselves and their family. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, and the harsh conditions, what is it? Because of global warming, because of the change in the environment, the soil, what are some of the actual harsh conditions?
Well, you just need to go outside today, right?
Right. Yeah, welcome to St. Louis, by the way. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's pretty harsh out there today, but that's going to feel cool in 25 years' time, you know, and our crop plants just have to sit out there in that baking heat, in that drought or floods. It's becoming really unpredictable what the conditions are for our crop plants. And that's really challenging for a farmer, right? They plant their crop at the beginning of the year. They don't know if it's going to be a heat dome. Is it going to be a drought? Is it going to be flooding? Those are really hard. So we have to make our crops really resilient and predictable to those conditions.
Yeah. And does it seem like St. Louis is attracting plant scientists all around the world? I mean, yourself included, but really not just because of what's happening at Danforth, but the community itself.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the Danforth is an international institution. We have so many nationalities represented at Danforth. That's an asset, right? Attracting the brightest minds from around the world to tackle the problems that we face in plant science. And it's a fantastic community. And, you know, people want to be here. They want to be here in St. Louis because of the powerhouse of plant science.
I'm almost out of time, but I got to ask you, how do we support you when you come and start your official capacity in October? How do we support you?
I'm finding the community so amazingly supportive. And I just want to say, you know, we are here, and plant science is so great because of the generosity of the St. Louis community.
Giles, thank you so much. It is such an honor to have you here before you even start your position, and we welcome you to St. Louis. Hope you enjoy it, except for this heat, right?